Hi everyone! Today we're going to take a look at the best CPU for gaming in the market for this year. First, we're going to show you our top 9 best picks, and we'll talk about what you should look for before buying a CPU for gaming. You can find links to all of the products we've mentioned in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Intel Core i5 12600. The $289 Core i5 12600 provides leading gaming performance at its price point, outshining the $299 Ryzen 5 5600 while coming with a slightly lower price tag. The 12600 offers up to 38% more threaded performance than the Ryzen 5 5600s, too, and even 7% more performance than the $450 Ryzen 7 5800s. Coupled with the snappy single-threaded performance, this is the gaming chip to beat. The 12600 comes with 6 threaded P cores that operate at 3.7/4.9 GHz and 4 E cores that run at 2.8/3.6 GHz for a total of 16 threads. That's paired with 20 of L3 and 9.5 of L2 cache. The chip supports 16 lanes of the leading-edge PCIe 5.0 interface and an additional 4 PCIe 4.0 lanes for a speedy M.2 SSD port. The leading-edge connectivity doesn't stop there, though. The Core i5 12600 also supports either DDR4 or DDR5 memory. Most gamers will enjoy the lower price and comparable performance of DDR4. But you can step up to the more expensive DDR5 if you need access to more memory throughput. The 12600 comes with a maximum power rating of 150, but the chip sucks significantly less power than its prior gen counterpart while delivering much more performance in gaming. The lowered power consumption allows the chip to work well with a wide variety of standard air and water coolers, but you'll need to make sure your model supports the LGA 1700 socket. Speaking of which, you'll also need a new 600 series motherboard for the processor, and 690 models are currently your only option. You can find a wide selection of high-end models that support DDR5 memory, and although you only find lower-end and mid-range DDR4 motherboards, there's still plenty of selection available. Moving on to the next at number 2 with AMD Ryzen 5 5600s. The AMD Ryzen 5 5600 takes the top spot in the gaming PC market, with a solid blend of Intel-beating performance in both gaming and application workloads. The 6-core 12-thread chip lands at $299, a $50 price hike over its previous gen counterpart, but brings more than enough extra gaming and application performance to justify the premium. The Ryzen 5 5600 even beats the Intel Core in an i10900 at gaming, which is an incredible feat given its price point. Not to mention that it's the most power-efficient desktop PC processor we've ever tested. AMD's Zen 3 microarchitecture results in a stunning 19% increase in IP, which floats all boats in terms of performance in gaming, single-threaded, and multi-threaded applications. In fact, the chip generally matches the gaming performance of its more expensive sibling, the $449 Ryzen 7 5800s. That makes the 5600s an incredibly well-rounded chip that can handle any type of gaming, from competitive class performance with high refresh rate monitors to streaming, while also serving up more than enough performance for day-to-day application workloads. The Ryzen 5 5600 has a 3.7 GHz base and 4.6 GHz boost clock. But with the right cooling and motherboard, you can expect higher short-term boost. The chip also has a 65 TDP rating, meaning it runs exceptionally cool and quiet given its capabilities. The previous gen model was 95 U. Existing AMD owners with a 500 series motherboard will breathe a sigh of relief as the 5600 drops right into existing 500 series motherboards. You can also drop the chips right into 400 series motherboards. If you need a new motherboard to support the chip, both 400 and 500 series motherboards are plentiful and relatively affordable, with the B550 lineup offering the best overall value for this class of chip. The number 3 position is held by Intel Core in an i12900. The Intel Core in an i12900 is the fastest gaming processor on the planet. At $589, It even outperforms AMD's $799 Ryzen 9 5950X in gaming and even heavily threaded content creation tasks, making it an exceptional value for high-end game streaming, too. It's also the uncontested leader in x86 single-threaded performance. The 12900 also supports leading-edge connectivity with support DDR4 3200 or up to DDR5 4800 memory, along with 16 lanes of PCIe 5.0 and an additional 4 lanes of PCIe 4.0 from the chip for M2 SSDs. The chip comes with 8 P-cores that support hyper-threading, and 8 single-threaded E-cores for a total of 24 threads. The P-cores have a 3.2 GHz base, and peak frequencies reach 5.2 GHz with Turbo Boost Max 3.0. This feature is only active on P-cores. The E-cores have a 2.4 GHz base and stretch up to 3.9 GHz via the standard Turbo Boost 2.0 algorithms. The chip is also equipped with 30 of L3 cache and 14 of L2. This 12900 has a 125 UPBP base and 241 OMTP peak power rating, but we recorded considerably lower power consumption than its prior gen counterpart, and you get industry-leading performance in exchange. You'll need to buy a capable cooler for the chip, and you'll also need a new 600 series motherboard. You can find a wide selection of high-end motherboards that support DDR5 memory, and although you'll only find lower-end and mid-range DDR4 motherboards, there's still plenty of selection available. Most gamers will enjoy the lower price and comparable performance of DDR4, but you can step up to the more expensive DDR5 if you need access to more memory throughput. Next at number 4, we have AMD Ryzen 9 5950X. High-end desktop processors have long offered the ultimate in performance as long as you were willing to pay the price. Aside from high MSRPs, the chips also require expensive accommodations, like beefy motherboards and the added cost of fully populating quad-channel memory controllers. Add in the inevitable trade-offs, like reduced performance in lightly threaded applications and games, and any cost-conscious users who could benefit from the threaded horsepower of a head chip just settle for mainstream offerings. AMD's Ryzen 9 5950X, with 16 cores and 32 threads, expands on its predecessor's mission of bringing head-class performance to mainstream motherboards, lowering the bar for entry. The 5950X carries a $799 price tag, but that's downright affordable compared to competing head processors that don't offer the same class of performance. We generally don't recommend head processors for enthusiasts that are only interested in gaming. Gamers are best served by mainstream processors with fewer cores and higher clocks that are often faster in games. The Ryzen 9 5950X also falls into the same category. AMD's lesser 5000 series models are a better value for gamers. However, if you're after a chip and platform that can do serious work seriously fast, but still be nimble enough to deliver high refresh gameplay at the end of the day, the Ryzen 9 5950X fits the bill like no other CPU before it. The number 5 position is held by Intel Core i7 12700. At $409, the 12700 thoroughly beats the $390 Ryzen 7 5800 and even unseats the pricey $550 Ryzen 9 5900s, all while delivering essentially the same gaming performance as the fastest gaming chip on the planet, Intel's own $589 flagship Core in an E12900, but for $180 less. In 1008 type gaming, the $409 Core i7 12700 is an impressive 12% faster than the Ryzen 7 5800s and 7.5% faster than the Ryzen 9 5900s that holds the title as AMD's fastest gaming chip. The chip has serious chops in productivity work, too. In lightly threaded apps, the 12700 is 17% faster than the 5800s and 5900s. In threaded work, the Core i7 12700 is 2.5% faster than the Ryzen 9 5900s, though the 5900 does carve out a few wins in heavily threaded apps. The competition isn't even close with the Ryzen 7 5800s. The 12700 is 40% faster in threaded work. The Core i7 12700 lands with the same $409 pricing as the previous gen Core i7 11700. but it comes with 33% more threads. The Core i-Spin 12700 has 8 P-cores, high performance, and 4 E-cores, efficiency, for a total of 20 threads. The P-cores run at a 3.6/5.0 GHz base flash boost, while the E-cores weigh in at 2.7/3.8 GHz. In addition, the chip is fed by 25 of L3 cache and 12 of L2. The 12900 also supports leading-edge connectivity with support DDR4 3200 or up to DDR5 4800 memory, along with 16 lanes of PCIe 5.0 and an additional 4 lanes of PCIe 4.0 from the chip for M2 SSDs. The 12700 has a 125 UPBP base and 192 MTP peak power rating. Still, we recorded considerably lower power consumption than its prior gen counterpart, and you get ultra-competitive performance in exchange. You'll need to buy a capable cooler for the chip, and you'll also need a new 600 series motherboard. You can find a wide selection of high-end motherboards that support DDR5 memory, and although you'll only find lower-end and mid-range DDR4 motherboards, there's still plenty of selection available. Most gamers will enjoy the lower price and comparable performance of DDR4, but you can step up to the more expensive DDR5 if you need access to more memory throughput. The number 6 position is dominated by AMD Ryzen 9 5900s. If you're truly only concerned about the best gaming CPU and basic productivity tasks, you should go with the Ryzen 5 5600s and save yourself some money. But if you're looking for the uncontested fastest gaming chip on the market, or thinking of getting into game streaming, occasionally edit video, or just like the idea of having more threads available when you need them, AMD's Ryzen 9 5900s is an incredible value. The 12-core 24-thread Ryzen 9 5900X is rated for a 3.7 GHz base and 4.8 GHz boost, but we clocked it in at 5.0 GHz during our own testing. The 5900X offers the ultimate in gaming performance. It is the uncontested gaming chip on the market, but it is a bit overkill if gaming is all you do. However, if you feel the need for speed and productivity workloads, this chip's 12 cores will chew through those workloads with aplomb. There's also support for PCIe 4.0 and overclockability to consider. The Ryzen 9 5900 drops into existing 500 series and 400 series motherboards. You'll need to bring your own cooler, and the bigger the better. Cooling definitely has an impact on performance with the higher-end Ryzen 5000 processors. However, if you're looking at the no-compromise chip for gaming, this is your chip. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Intel Core i5 12400. If you're looking for the hands-down best mid-range CPU for gaming, the 6-core 12-thread Alder Lake $192 Core i5 12400 is your chip. With the right tuning, it's even faster at gaming than the previous Gen $549 Core i9 11900 flagship. So it should go without saying that it's also faster than the $299 Ryzen 5 5600X in gaming. The chip comes with 6 P-cores that support hyperthreading that operate at a 2.5 GHz base and 4.4 GHz boost speed. The 12400 supports leading-edge connectivity with support DDR4 3200 or up to DDR5 4800 memory, along with 16 lanes of PCIe 5.0 and an additional 4 lanes of PCIe 4.0 from the chip for M2 SSDs. The Core i5 12400 serves up solid performance in all manner of threaded productivity applications, and its snappy single-threaded performance beats even the fastest Ryzen 5000 processors. Additionally, the Core i5 12400 delivers incredible levels of gaming performance but at a much lower price point than any comparable AMD processor, setting a new bar for budget gaming chips. The Core i5 12400 comes with a capable cooler that can handle its 65W/117 watt base flash peak power rating, but you'll also need a new 600 series motherboard. Most gamers will enjoy the lower price and comparable performance of DDR4, but you can step up to the more expensive DDR5 if you need access to more memory throughput. Luckily, Intel's partners now have B&H series motherboards available, and B660 motherboard plus Core i5 12400 CPU will make a killer gaming combo. The number 8 position is held by AMD Ryzen 5 5600. The Ryzen 5 5600 comes to market during the worst GPU shortage in history, so many users will upgrade to this chip and use its potent integrated graphics for gaming until GPU pricing improves. The Ryzen 5 5600 lives up to that bill, too, stepping into the arena of the new value champ for APUs, which are chips that come with strong enough integrated graphics that they don't require a discrete GPU for light gaming, albeit at lowered quality settings. At $259, the Ryzen 5 5600 gives you 96% of the gaming performance on integrated graphics than its more expensive sibling, the $359 Ryzen 7 5700, but for 30% less cash. That makes it the best value APU on the market, as long as you're willing to sacrifice fidelity and resolution and keep your expectations in check. The Ryzen 5 5600 Vega graphics have surprisingly good performance in gaming. The 5600 Vega graphics served up comparatively great 1280x720 gaming across numerous titles, but options become more restricted at 1008 IP. Of course, you can get away with 1008 IP gaming, but you'll need to severely limit the fidelity settings with most titles. With 8 cores and 16 threads that operate at a 3.9 GHz base and boost up to 4.4 GHz, the Ryzen 5 5600 also offers solid performance for its price point in standard desktop PC applications. The chip also comes with a bundled Wraith Stealth cooler, sweetening the value prop, and drops into existing 500 series and some 400 series motherboards, though support on the latter will vary by vendor. That's all for today. We upload computer and accessories product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.